I will be reviewing the Japanese Tier 8 Premium Medium Tank, the STA-2. This vehicle, it just came out in patch 9.6 with the AMX CDC. This vehicle, overall, it is just average. It is not bad, nor good. It is like the STA-1 in every single way except for the equipment and except for the turret, the hull, and the equipment that you use on the vehicle. Just play it like the STA-1 or any of the Japanese mediums. The best way to play it is just play it if it was like the STA-1 though. The STA-1 is a good vehicle that I like to use. As a premium vehicle, it's a crew trainer, a moneymaker, and unfortunately, the vehicle, it does not get premium matchmaking, so you would be having normal matchmaking in this vehicle. If you're planning to buy the vehicle, at the current moment and time, you can only obtain it through the in-game website shop. Whenever Wargaming does put the tank into the Japanese factory to buy with gold, it would be underneath the STA-1 as a premium vehicle. It would cost around up to 11,000 gold maximum, maybe. 11,000 gold for the vehicle. It's not that bad if you compare it to the heavy premium price in gold. The STA-2, I would only recommend it to people who like using Japanese tanks in general. People who are good with Japanese mediums. People who want to have a crew trainer, a moneymaker, and I would recommend it to people who are currently working on the Japanese medium line and they want to have a crew trainer / moneymaker as well. This vehicle, it is not for everyone though, so there are better tier 8 premiums to use out there. But overall, this is a good moneymaker if you play it right. Let's get into the stats of the vehicle. Before I get into the paper stats of the vehicle and compare it to the non-premium version, the STA-1, I made a review video for the STA-1 here. I will put the link to the video in the details section of the video if you want to have a look at it. Back to the STA-2. This vehicle, it is the exact same vehicle as the STA-1 in every single way when it comes to stats and equipment. For the stats comparison, I will call the STA-2 premium version, the STA-1 non-premium version. The hit points for both of them, they are within the same hit points pool area. The non-premium version have the better hit point out of the two. It's just 30 more though. Both of them weigh the same, 37 tons maximum. If I took off all of my equipment I had, the premium version would weigh around 34-ish tons. The horsepower to ton ratio is good for both of them. It is better for the non-premium though, as it have a better engine to work with. The premium version have a 500 horsepower engine, which makes the tank agile and quick enough. The non-premium version, it is more agile due to the increase of 70 more horsepower on top of the 500 horsepower engine it have. My horsepower to ton ratio, it is 14.55 horsepower to 1 ton for the premium version. It would be a little bit more higher for the non-premium version though. The top speed is 45 kilometers. That speed, it is obtainable if you're on flat terrain or going downhill. The whole traverse is very good for the vehicle. It is 44 degrees. Before I continue onward, the STA-2, it suffers from the camel hump engine deck problem still. Not as much as the STA-1 though. When I was playing the tank, I tried turning the gun around and aiming down just to test the vehicle out. If you do choose to turn the turret around and aim the gun down on the engine deck to shoot at an enemy tank, you have 3 degrees of gun depression, which is not that good. The best way to solve that problem is to turn the hull and the turret around to shoot at the enemy tank. It's not like your amazing armor is going to save you though. Technically, the STA-2 have better hull and turret armor in a way. I will touch upon that later. The hull and the turret armor, it is rubbish for both of them. It is the same for both. Hull 45 front, 35 to the side, 25 rear. Turret 70 in front. The gun mantlet have more armor though, which is not a whole lot, which can be penned with ease, with most tier 8 to tier 10 guns, if they're lucky enough, if you're not angling the turret with the terrain. Side 60, rear 35. I will be showing you the armor on the STA-2, why it is technically better in theory than to the STA-1. The STA-1, it have 3 angled plates where you can get some ricochets from time to time. The angled front plate here, where the headlights are, the gun mantlet itself. The gun mantlet on the STA-1, it is slightly better though than on the premium version. And the angled plate behind the gun mantlet, though it's 3 parts that the STA-1 have armor that you can ricochet if you're lucky enough. Compare it to the STA-2. You have a front angle plate where the headlights are, the side cheeks to the left and to the right of the front plate, the angle plate where the commander's hatch is for the driver's part of the vehicle, the gun mantlet here, and the angle plate behind the gun mantlet. The gun mantlet, if I remember, it have around 160 millimeters of armor though. Most tier 8 to tier 10 vehicles can pin that with ease. The armor on the premium version is slightly better though, but you are going to be pinned still by most tanks in the game. The damage it is the same for both, it is mediocre. But if you make use of the gun and the good rate of fire, you can inflict a lot of damage in a short amount of time. The pen, it is obviously better on the non-premium version. The pen on the STA-2, it is mediocre. You will have no problem penning most tier 8, 9, and 10 that have mediocre armor, though up to tier 10 that have up to 232 millimeters of armor. This is where you get into problems with the STA-2. As it does not have the top gun, as the non-premium version does, you will have problem penning well-armored tier 8 to tier 10 armor, such as certain TDs and heavies more or less. The rate of fire, it's quite good for both vehicles. They're within the same area. The premium version have a slightly better rate of fire though, 8.45. The rate of fire with modules and perks added on, you can in theory have it up to 9 rounds per a minute, which is good over the 8 rounds per minute for the non-premium version. The loading time is quite fast for the premium version, 5.86 seconds for one shell. With a good crew and certain perks, you can get it down even lower. The turret traverse is good for both of them. The premium version have the better traverse speed out of the two though, at 44 degrees. The non-premium have -2 compared to the 44, which makes it 42 degrees. It is still fast enough to turn the turret still. The view range and radio range is the same though. The non-premium version have the better view range and radio though, but the view range and the signal range on the premium version is adequate at most. With a good crew, you can have the view range and radio range increase past what their paper stat says. With modules, you can have the maximum view range with ease. My view range with the perks on my crew and the modules themselves, it is 435. I am just 15 meters short of the maximum view range. Let's have a quick look at the equipment on the STA-2. As a premium vehicle, you have to deal with the fixed equipment that comes with the premium vehicle already. The gun, it is mediocre, but the accuracy, 0.37, means you can technically snipe at a good distance away and hit your target most of the time if you fully aim. Turrets, radio, and tracks don't really need to have a look at. The engine. The 500 horsepower engine have a 15% of it being set on fire though. I forgot this when I was covering the armor of the vehicle. A well-placed shot from any enemy tank gun can potentially damage the crew and the modules, including setting the tank on fire though. Let's cover the pros and the cons of the vehicle now. The pros and the cons for the vehicle. As a tier 8 premium vehicle that does not get preferred matchmaking, you will be getting yourself into tier 8 to tier 10 matches. If you're top tier in a tier 8 match and you know what you're doing, you can just wreck the enemy team up. When you do get to tier 9 and 10 matches, you have to be very careful and play more as a support vehicle, as most tier 9 and 10s can potentially 1 to 3 shot you. The playstyle of the vehicle, it is the same as the STA-1. You're going to be playing the vehicle as a support vehicle, as a real to middle support sniper, as a flanking vehicle, and if you're good enough and know how to use the STA-2 properly, you can play the vehicle as a frontline battle tank if you know what you're doing though. Just be careful, because if you are at the wrong place, at the wrong time, facing the wrong tank that could decimate you, you can die quickly. So just play it by ear if you want to play the vehicle as a frontline battle tank or not. What is the tank good at? The vehicle is a very good support vehicle if it's used right. The vehicle, it is just like the STA-1, which is good news, bad news situation. The gun accuracy, it is good enough, so you can fire it at a good distance away and hit your target if you fully aim most of the time. The vehicle, it's a money maker and a crew trainer as well. Now to where the tank suffers. As this is a Japanese tank, you have no armor whatsoever, the crew and the modules can be damaged easily. This vehicle does not get preferred matchmaking though, so you will be getting into a lot of tier 9 and 10 matches with it. Also, this vehicle have a lot of Japanese tank weaknesses, which I will not cover though. I covered most of them in my other Japanese tank review videos. Now, let's cover the consumable ammo layout and module that you're going to be using on the vehicle. The consumables and the ammo layout first. You will be using a first aid kit to treat your injured crew member's injuries, repair kit to repair module damage, fire extinguisher to put out fires. My ammo layout, I went with mostly a combination of AP and heat with some HE. Have some HE on you just in case if you have the chance to shoot at thinly armored vehicles such as RD, like tanks, or if you have to reset cap. I recommend that you have some HE on you just in case if you need it. The rest of the ammo, put it into heat and armor piercing round. The heat and armor piercing round, they do the same damage. The pen is the only difference between these two. The armor piercing, you have between 139 to 232 penetration for the ammo type here. That means you can pen most vehicles up to tier 9 if they don't have thick armor. When you do get to face vehicles up to tier 10 though, and mainly using armor piercing round, you have to shoot at weak parts of the vehicle or get to the vehicle side or rear to penetrate them, as most vehicles between tier 8 to tier 9 have good front angled armor. Heat ammo, this is the premium ammo. With the 344 maximum penetration, you can technically pen tier 10 with it though. If the vehicle between tier 8 to tier 10 use their angled armor effectively, your heat ammo will just ricochet. It will just be wasted though. So, using your heat ammo, you have to make sure that you use it wisely and make it count. I would highly recommend that you have at least 10 heat shells on you in the vehicle, just in case if you run into heavily armored vehicles such as the IS-3 to the E-100 if you need to pen them. Do remember that heavily armored vehicles still can have your heat ricochet off of them if you hit the wrong part of the vehicle. The modules I went with a gun armor to decrease my loading time, coated optics to have a permanent increase in view range, vents just to improve my tank and crew performance by 5%. The other modules that you can go with if you want to use them. The vertical stabilizer is a good thing to have if you want to have your turret and gun be more accurate during rotation on the move. Toolbox to get your repair done faster. The enhanced gun lane drive to decrease your aiming speed even more. If I remember correctly, if you combine a enhanced gun lane drive with the vertical stabilizer Mark 1, which take up 2 slots out of the 3, the side effect is that the aiming circle is shrinked by a little bit. The view range enhancers, I went with coated optics just for the permanent increase. You can use the binocular telescopes if you want to though. Both of these view range enhancement modules are a good idea to have if you want to mount them. The camo net, you can use it if you want to, but this is a somewhat big Japanese tank when it comes to height. It's sort of a bit of a wasted thing, but most Japanese tanks in general have a good camo rating though. With the end garage review taken care of, I have 3 replays to show you. One replay, I am top tier in a tier 8 match, and the other 2, I am in a tier 9 match to show you how good you can do if you do get yourself into a tier 9 or 10 match. Let's get to them now. This replay, I am in a tier 8 match maximum. I will be showing you how good the STA-2 can be if it's used properly when it's top tier, when you know how to use the vehicle right. I have a quick look around.
Time to roll out.
I head to the north part of the map. At the beginning of the video, I will show you how good how fast and agile the vehicle is. It doesn't take me long to get up to 40 kilometers per hour. It is quite possible for you to actually get the top speed when you're going across terrain in a short amount of time. You just only slow down when you go over rough terrain or hilly terrain. I wasn't paying attention where I was driving. Right now, I am playing as a support role right now. I am sniping the T-69 from this hill here. This is a good example to show you how good the gun depression is while using the terrain as protection. I made sure the area in front of me was safe enough for me to advance before I go forward. I know that just by looking at the map, most of their team is in the 679 area. Oddly enough, the Tier 8 on their enemy team, the T95E2, I had a look at what it was later and discovered it was just a different model of the M46 Patton. I am just being careful, staying close to the ridgeline hill. The team is divided up now in a middle area there for the enemy team.
Permission to engage.
I got the shot while the scouting was on the move. Hooray! The AMX got the RD. I firing at the Bulldog here. I went down to chase and kill the Bulldog, but that was the last hit I got on it before it turned the corner. Keep an eye on the enemy IS-3 there. That shot hit the dirt. Right now, the enemy team saw what just happened and they're reacting to us. Unfortunately, it was too late for them and they're being swarmed. Using heat at times on tanks like the I-3 that have heavily angled armor, at times you can penetrate it if you're lucky enough.
Let's go.
This is where my usefulness to the team comes to an end. Everyone on the enemy team is chasing down to find the IS. I don't know if the Bulldog there, if he was telling us his location before we actually found him, or if we found him beforehand. This replay, I did not too bad in it for being a mostly a support tank. I did about 1800 damage in it. Let's go on to the next replay now. This replay, I am in a tier 9 match with one of my friend Mini Turk, who I have played before already in one of my other replays and one of my tank reviews before. This replay, I will be playing the vehicle as a support vehicle, more or less, before the end of the match. I'm just looking around, seeing where the team have to go. Me and Mini Turk, we are using Skype to communicate our actions together. Mini Turk is using the AMX CDC there as well. From what I can see, just from him using the tank in this replay, when I just watched him, the vehicle appears to be a good vehicle if it's used right. So it does have glass armor though. The bulldog there. I try to get to even ground that I can shoot at the bulldog. I rushed the shot on the Panther. What is coming up is going to be interesting. It will show you how potentially good the AMX CDC and the STA-2 are if they work together. There's the Panther tool again.
Enemy armor is damaged.
The enemy team is doing a rush to us. I stayed here a little bit longer to get to pot shots on the vehicle. Seeing they are coming towards us, me and Mini Turk, we went down on the low marshy road to get side shots on these vehicles. What I did here was a little bit risky. After seeing the area is clear a bit down there, so I can go there safely. I almost got hit there. We are holding quite well so far. Seeing the team is on no health in the area. This is where I made a bit of a mistake, but it paid off.
The engine is damaged.
At close range, the STA-2 is a very good vehicle on one-on-one vehicle that have thin armor, and it have a good rate of fire. I lost a good chunk of my hit points there. The engine. You want to have it fixed ASAP because this vehicle is very slow with a damaged engine. Just save your... That shot almost hit me there at the moment. As I was saying, the module that you have to pay attention to, because they are the most important one on the tank, is the engine, the ammo rack, and the gun. This is where me and Mini Turk split up. When I get around to the enemy base, this is where I made my mistake in the match. As you will be seeing soon enough. They are doing a base defense now. When I did saw the AMX CDC, so I could potentially go on one-on-one, as I've been doing pretty good so far and getting the follow myself. I did have a clear shot on the Yardy there, should have had done that. And I just ran into both of their heavy and medium left. Light or medium. I did some ramming damage before I am killed. This replay, it was a victory for my team. I did not too bad except for what I did at the end. I did about 2,400 damage. Let's go on to the next replay now. This replay, I will show you how you can actually play the STA-2 as a semi-frontline battle tank successfully. If I remember this replay, I did quite well in it. There are some interesting parts of the replay though that will be showing up later. This replay, I am in a platoon with a friend of mine, I love Stalin there, who is driving his AMX CDC, which the tank just came out in this patch. I use this ridge line here as a protection and the camouflage here as well. Missed my shot on the comet. The thing that I just like about this tank is that if you stay alive long enough and not take many hits, you can inflict a lot of damage in a short amount of time. This is where things get to be interesting. With these scalp breaking through, for a second I thought this frontier was going to be lost to us. I checked to my right to make sure that nothing to the right of me. I would hate to have it TD one shot ammo rack or potentially one shot me. This M13, I shot it rear, side rear. I took a bit of a hit from there. I tried hitting the lower glacis plate but missed. This is where thing I could have had died if I did not take the French tank.
Enemy armor is destroyed. We've repaired the engine, but we can't go very fast.
This front have been secured mostly. Almost did about 2,000 damage. If I did not go down when I did into the gully here, I would have had potentially died from the M103. Just from that little episode in this area, I lost most of my health. With the damage engine, I will not be going that much further than where I am right now. But now I just get over the ridgeline to shoot at the enemy tanks on the other side of the map here. I just wait for the 1516 to spot enemy tank. I stop fire.
Penetration.
It had been less than 4 minutes in the match and I have already inflicted 2.5 thousand damage already. For a mediocre gun, it's very good if you know how to use it right. Oddly enough, I actually just noticed that all of their tier 9s are dead. I didn't really encounter any tier 9s though, but except for the M103. If this were a tier 10 match, I would have done the same tactics. Be very careful and take advantage of what shots I can. This AT-15, he's going to give me a bad day.
Penetration.
I tried aiming at his capilla. I point at the map there, telling the team to focus fire there. Try to get out of the way. He missed. I got away. Got away in time. That AT-15, it is dead now. This match was a victory for me and my team. I did about 3,000 damage there. Let's go to the garage now so we can do a recap on the vehicle now. I will be doing a brief recap on the STA. The STA is the average vehicle that is not bad, not good. In the right hands, once you have gotten used to it, the vehicle can be very good to use. Especially if you know how to use the gun to inflict a lot of damage in a short amount of time. This vehicle, as it is a premium vehicle, you can train your crew and make extra money as it is a premium vehicle though. Do remember it does not get preferred matchmaking though. This tank is just average, so it would not suit everyone's personal taste. Do remember that you can only buy it through the in-game website shop at the current date and time. I would only recommend this vehicle to people who like the Japanese medium tanks lineup, people who are currently working on the Japanese medium tanks, who want to have a crew trainer and a money maker as well while they go down the line, or people who just have an interest in Japanese medium tanks, who want to have a crew trainer and a moneymaker as well. Overall, I like using this vehicle a lot. I hope that you learn a thing or two about the STA tool and how to use it properly. Do comment and follow my channel if you are interested. Good luck on the battlefield, everyone.